Hello!
Hello, everybody. We're being recorded, and you're watching us be recorded. And we are Podcast Maximus crew. And you are hanging out with the Podcast Maximus crew with various futuristic technologies. How do you feel?
They can't answer you, Tom.
Well, I thought this was the future.
If we were actually doing this live, if we're a little bit more organized to have YouTube streaming set up, people could have been chatting us in real time, so we could be seeing their comments. But we're not that organized, sir.
But next time we'll do that one day, and then you can answer Tom McNally's demands.
Yeah, I've actually got quite a lot of demands. You people there watching, I got this Earthrise Hoist. I'm having real trouble transforming him. And it's your fault.
This is now feeling like, have I got news for you? Because they were doing that via Skype for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Wow, they look really sad and unfunny when they did that.
It's only when there's no studio laughter you realise they're not actually that funny.
No. Ian Hislop found the whole thing very funny.
But we are funny. I am sensing that we are hilarious.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, we're the Podcast Maximus crew. I am Tom.
And 2/3 of us are now here. And I am Stuart Webb.
Marian's been replaced by a kind of mechanical whirring noise.
Which will happen to us all in the end. I think first they came for Marian and we did not speak out.
If we should be so lucky, we should end up as a mechanical whirring noise. That's the best prognosis right now from the experts.
So, Tom, sorry.
No, you tell me.
I was going to ask you about your hoist.
Oh, well, I think I've said everything there is to say about the hoist. I can't do it.
I was trying to set you up for a hoist by your own petard.
Never.
Joke.
Never. I refuse. My petard is exactly where it needs to be in terms of altitude.
Well, I don't have a hoist, but thanks to Andy on Twitter, one of the Andys, one of the many Andys, with his impossible to confuse with anybody else's Twitter handle, sent me a roller in the post. I paid for it. It's not people are sending me presents, yes, but you all can do, if you like. I am open to bribes. And he's got his little Crimsique drink, which is... as featured in a popular comic, More Than Meets the Eye.
The cutest. I love my little Crimson drink so much. I'm too scared of owning it because I will lose it.
Ah.
No, I will lose that. I've lost Master Peace Prowl's gun this week, which is annoying. He has no gun. I think earlier in the week I found a grey gun on the floor, and I said, "Oh, I wonder where that came from." Put it down somewhere. Then I saw Master Peace Prowl's missing his gun, but now I can't remember where I put down the grey gun that I found, or be certain that it was Master Peace Prowl's gun, until I do find where I put it down. So if those of you watching along on YouTube, if you know where I put Master Peace Prowl's gun, how do you know this? Why are you in my house? Stop watching me. It's inappropriate and weird. You
should go to Stuart's house, though. He's got some cool stuff. You can rifle through all these things. So, okay. Should we get dark? Let's get dark.
Oh, God. Okay.
Like Hollyoaks after dark, or?
Hollyoaks, I don't quite know what that means, but I'm going to say yes.
It means it's a bit sexier, Tom. You would have to put on some sort of lacy bra and then be murdered.
Yeah, okay, we could do that. But no, if we are killed by the virus or the consequences of the virus, economic crime, that sort of thing, who's going to get whose Transformers? We're in a shallow grave, right, with just our name painted on the front. We're in the XL Center. That's where we end up. And I guess maybe the NEC.
I would be the NEC, yes.
Yeah, you'd be at the NEC.
Probably as close as I'm going to get to TF Nation this year.
Marian, where's your nearest death camp?
I'm not sure we've got one.
Oh shit! Just
I mean,
in the river.
We've got a hospital. I don't think we have like a corona specific one yet. Maybe we do, and I'm just being ignorant.
Where would it go? There's kind of a big. Do you have a big convention center nearby?
We've got not that big that I can think of. Leeds must have some.
Okay, yeah. Where's Thought Bubble held? What's that place called? Oh, okay. Anyway.
Thought Bubble. Sorry. Well, that was the thing. Thought Bubble ran out of space because the one. So Leeds doesn't have one. So they went Scarborough this year because there was nothing big enough in Leeds to hold them. So
right. Okay. So we're either in Scarborough in the NEC or the EdXL. Shallow Grave, Popper's funeral.
These are hospitals, Tom, not mortuaries. You're not necessarily going to the XL centre to die. You might live. And I hope you live, Tom.
Me too. Yeah. Let's all live. But who's getting whose Transformers? Because Stuart, I want your roller.
You want his specifically, not mine.
Yeah. Oh wait, shit! You got a roller too? Yes.
Everyone's got a roller, Tom, except you.
Everyone's got a roller except me.
Sorry.
I just got this crappy hoist that I can't fucking do the legs of. I think he's got an actual problem.
What you would have to do, Tom?
Yeah.
Not to fix your hoist, but to get my roller. You have to contact my mother.
Yeah.
That means you'd have to find my mother somehow online. You'd have to get hold of her on Facebook. Become a Facebook friend.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get Facebook, aren't I?
With an explanation as to who you are.
Stuart, don't you live in like a village with 3 other people?
I live in the 3rd biggest town in the West Midlands. There's 70,000 of us here.
I mean, you probably live in a bigger town than me.
We're going to start put the statistics up. I tell you that. 3 people. That's because you live in bloody York with its shambles and its disproportionate amount of hen parties.
I think you should make life easier for all involved here and just send roller to Tom now.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I'm trying to file down the bits on this because I can't.
But I might already have a virus and send, because obviously shop worker, we've pretty much all got it and spreading it and killing little old ladies. So if I send it to you, Tom, you could get it from Roller.
Oh wow, like in The Simpsons, I'll open the box and there's this cloud would envelop me.
I might have wanted Roller. I don't know. I would hope that would be ironic.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take a horrific death, drowning in my own lungs. Everyone's doing it.
But either way, you'd have to get onto Facebook, contact my mom, explain to her who you are.
Yeah.
In the middle of her grief and her sorrow, where she sort of got tears running down her face.
I'll send her that episode where we interview James Roberts and I really upset him.
Well, which one of the 2 was that? You'll have to narrow it down a bit.
That was the one I was on.
That's upsetting without even being there.
Yeah.
Tom, you forget that you are the only one that gets it, though.
The only one who gets it?
Yeah, according to James himself, you're the only one who gets it.
Oh, shit. Right, yeah, he said that on Twitter, didn't he?
Yeah, so I think he's forgiving you.
Maybe that's why he's so cross with me. In that little hotel room in the NEC where Stuart is buried. Right, okay. Yeah, so I sent your mum that interview with James Roberts, yeah.
She won't listen to it. She doesn't care who James Roberts is. She probably thinks people who write Transformer comics are losers and talentless idiots. She would not be impressed. Then you'd have to... she asked to Mocha Bay films, that's it. Some of them. So you'd have to explain to her who you are, how you know me.
Right.
I mean, she's actually in the other room. She can hear my side of the conversation right now. She can't hear you because I've got my headphones in.
Oh, creepy.
So you'd have to explain all that to her, and then you would have to explain what you want, which is a roller. And she would go, "What is a roller?" And you have to explain maybe you have to show a photo.
Yeah. I've got some of those. You put those on Twitter. Yeah.
She would have to hunt it down amidst my vast dust-covered collection. Where some of them are placed in eccentric places. We don't have much room to display the toys. It could take quite a while, especially if a lot of vulturous, evil people who just want to grab my toys upon my death are harassing her in the immediate aftermath. And then, I would trust you would put a fair price. You wouldn't just go, it's only worth a tenner.
Oh shit! Yeah, she doesn't know.
Advantage of lack of knowledge of Transformers.
Well, I'm guessing by this time, there'll be like government workers going door to door, looking for precious resources. They want to melt down the plastic. They want to melt down the little pins inside the thing. They may actually be quite precious. No longer worthless luxury commodities, rather, useful materials for the ongoing reconstruction effort. So okay.
I'd say it's probably more effort than it would be worth.
No, but that means I can just trade her a bunch of crappy Transformers like this goddamn Hoist, because they got more materials.
She's not going to want a Hoist.
No, but she can then sell them to the government rag and bones men in their big military trucks. Bring out your Transformers.
I bet she will want to keep Roller because he does come with the Cream Zinc.
Cream Zinc, yes.
And as I was saying to you earlier, Tom, Cream Zinc, the episode is basically the Trouble with Tribbles episode of Star Trek. And she loves the Trouble with Tribbles. She's a big Star Trek fan, so she would suddenly feel a connection to Cream Zinc. She would like, this connects me to my true great lost love, William Shatner. And I will keep it now as a memento of him, as I don't actually have a Tribble.
No.
Cannot get them in these difficult times.
We could make you a Tribble. They look like they're pretty easy to make. Get some shag, carpeting, what do they have, eyes? I don't know. What are they?
Have you never seen The Trouble with Tribbles?
Yeah, okay. Listen.
You've never seen Cream Zinc? You've never seen... Do you just hate any episode of television in which a cute, wacky, mischievous animal multiplies at an exponential rate and causes hilarious hijinks for regular characters?
Just where are they getting their nutrients from?
They're born pregnant, Tom. That's the explanation.
Well, like squirrels are born pregnant, but there's not infinite squirrels.
Oh yeah, you want to take it up with DeForest Kelly.
Yeah, where is he? He's dead. He's dead, isn't he?
He is dead. Yes.
Okay, right.
The writer of The Trouble with Tribbles.
This is how the news gets broken to me. And he's like Ratchet, isn't he?
He's Dr. McCoy, Tom. He's very
also dead.
No, Dr. McCoy, he is still canonically alive, I believe. They never killed him off. He was in The Next Generation as like a 150-year-old man. And that was the last we saw of him, walking down a corridor.
Complaining about, what you call it?
Shuttlecraft.
Not the shuttle. Yeah, he came in on the shuttlecraft because he didn't want to be beamed out. That's it.
Wait, hang on. That's a memory. Was that in Star Trek Generations?
Yeah,
Next Generation.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that
the pilot of Next Generation?
Okay, no, it wasn't in the film.
No, the film, it's just Chekhov and Scotty with Kirk. Though it is an interesting Star Trek Generations fact for you both. That film was written for Spock and McCoy, but they wouldn't do it because they felt that Star Trek 6 was a good send-off for them. Leonard Nimoy would only direct it because they wanted him to direct it as well if they completely changed the script because he thought the script was shit.
Yeah,
so they swapped it for Scotty and Chekhov, but didn't change any of the dialogue, which is why Scotty is very friendly with Kirk, and why Chekhov goes off to run the sickbay in that film. Even though he's not a doctor, he just takes over sickbay and starts running it. It's slightly embarrassing and awkward.
Okay, well, I'm learning a lot. But I guess, generally, if the question is, Tom, have you seen this? The answer is no.
But you have seen Star Trek Generations.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Probably the third worst Star Trek film.
It was pretty bad. I mean, I was a kid when I watched it. And it was... Whoopi Goldberg was in it.
Yes, she's in that film. Yes, it's
right. Okay.
That's
she appears as a ghost or something.
She's both in it as a real person and as a ghost. But at the end of the film, when Patrick Stewart needs somebody to help him punch Malcolm McDowell in the face,
Malcolm McDowell.
His first choice is Whoopi Goldberg. When she turns him down, does he ask Captain Kirk to help him instead?
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. She looks. I don't want to say. I don't want to insult Whoopi Goldberg. But she'd have your back. Let's say that.
Did you ever watch Picard in the end, Tom?
No. No.
I found it quite an interesting show. That I watched all of it and I enjoyed it, but it probably wasn't that good in the end. Whereas Patrick Stewart is just very watchable, so I ended up quite enjoying it. Almost in spite of itself at times. They didn't need. They have this great bit where the heroes have a Borg cube on their side, and the Borg cube is like the Star Trek ship. It's one that can destroy entire fleets by itself, and they just crash it straight into a planet. And then, which means Riker has to turn up to save the day.
Oh, Riker's in it.
They could have just used a Borg cube to fight all the Romulans rather than.
Yeah, why is Riker more useful than a Borg cube, which is a massive, like a planet-sized accumulation of resources?
But the Borg cube was not really usable, was it?
Oh.
Not after they crash it into the planet, anyway. That's
what I do. That's what I do with a Borg cube. If I have one of those, yeah, definitely crash it into a planet.
There's a sort of strange.
I'd bail out of the window.
That's basically what they do. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm trying to think of the dumbest thing possible, and I think the show's got me beat.
There's also this odd thing of bringing back characters who had been in 1 or 2 episodes 30 years ago just to kill them. It's Hugh the Borg, dead. Bruce Maddox, dead. Icheb, dead.
Okay, I mean, it's kind of ahead of the curve, really, of 2020. Who's that musician or celebrity you kind of heard about a little while ago?
Only one of them got to be played by the original actor as well, which I thought was a.
Oh, what was the point? I thought the random selection would be just who's got time, but no, they're getting an old character, but they recast the character, and then have the character in a kind of a one-off disposable role.
Yeah, so especially on Bruce Maddox, they made a big thing about it. People who don't watch Star Trek would be very bored at this.
I don't watch Star Trek. I'm intrigued.
Because he was a cyberneticist in the episode where they have to prove Data counts as a person, because he wanted to dissect Data.
Oh.
And he learns Data as a person and comes to accept it. And he's only in that one episode. 30 years later, they're like, oh, we've got to go find Bruce Maddox. Let's go find Bruce Maddox. What's Bruce Maddox up to? Where is Bruce Maddox? And then a different guy pops up playing Bruce Maddox to go, hi, it's me. And then he's murdered by one of the other characters who kind of gets away with it. Everyone forgets about it in the last episode. She was going to turn herself in, and then at the end, she's like, yeah, I'm coming off on an adventure. Ignore the murder I did.
Yes, okay. Huh. Data's very expensive.
That was really weird, the bit where she kills a person, and then it's like, it's okay, we forgive you for killing a man in cold blood, premeditated, in his sickbed.
Oh.
Yeah, who was also your lover and a genius.
Well, yeah. They could have devoted time to wrapping up those plot threads. I mean, there's a villain who just vanishes in the last episode as well. He just disappears.
Did they leave him on board the Borg cube?
He just vanishes after he suddenly decides to help the heroes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Even though they just murdered his sister. It gets very complicated. But they don't resolve
may or may not be in love with.
Weird incest stuff going on there as well.
See, I just wanted to show. I just wanted to watch a show about wine.
They could have.
No, you wanted to watch a show about genetics.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of that because Picard dies, but they stick him in an android body that's a clone of his original body, so he can live on. But without superpowers, they didn't give him any superpowers.
It's not a clone, though, is it? They put him in a data body. They put him in a body.
And then they devoted about 10 minutes to killing Data again, which was. I say, yeah, Star Trek Nemesis isn't very good, but they didn't really need to spend so much time just to bringing him back because they've got his brain on a shelf, basically. So Picard goes into the brain after he dies and has a chat with Data. And Data just says, "Could you please kill me? I'm tired of being a brain in a box." And, well, they brought him back just to do that.
To shoot him in the head. Is that what they do? They just kind of tie him up and just...
Basically.
He doesn't have a head by that point.
Oh, what?
He's just a program.
Am I awake? Am I dreaming? What's going on?
And, don't get me started, because in the dream, it's CGI, digitally de-aged Red Spider.
Yeah.
Did they? It didn't look like they had.
Oh, you mean?
She looked old and fat for Data. He did not look like a CGI version of himself.
Did a rimmer.
It was supposed to be him as he had died originally. So he's wearing the, as all the Star Trek fans watching will know, the Star Trek First Contact uniform used in the Next Generation films with the grey shoulders. But it's done up incorrectly. You can see the zip poking out front. I don't, maybe because his neck is too fat for it now. I don't know if that was one of his original uniform. They just dragged out. And
he is wearing a uniform, right? That's not just like his skin.
He's wearing a uniform. That's
underneath the clothes. He has skin like a person.
Yes. He's got a cock and everything. That's why
Does he?
Yeah. He's basically a walking sex toy. That's what he was built as. He's very proud.
Oh.
Sexual powers. He only got to use them twice, though.
Wow, that makes them even more powerful if they're rare, really deployed.
But
okay.
And they don't have zips in Star Trek. That's one of their key fundamental tenets. All the uniforms are designed to hide the zips, which is why some of them have odd streamlines on them.
But maybe they'll come back in fashion.
Not on the First Contact uniforms, though. They should have the zips.
Okay, hang on. So why? Okay, hang on. First Contact uniform. That's from the film.
Yeah, that's the Next Generation movie uniform, basically.
Right, they changed the uniforms, and Data is wearing that uniform,
but with it done up incorrectly, so you can see the zip just dangling off the front, and it's very distracting. When he stood there again, "Please, could you kill me whilst I listen to some Irving Berlin music on a record player?" Any pathos there is destroyed by the visible zip for me. It's
and he's like autistic. He can't bear the feel of the zip, and then they kill him.
Maybe that is why he wanted to die. There's a zip here.
It's like, come on.
Uniform on my head.
Right, okay. Maybe I should watch this show.
There's a good bit where Micah turns up in episode 10 and he has took over. Because he's in one episode earlier on with Troy, where they both retired. And sad about their dead baby because everybody in this show has to have a dead kid of some form or variation.
Yeah, because otherwise they'd just stay at home.
Yeah, so they're fat and old and making pizza. And then in the last episode, because Picard's in trouble, he gets back in his Starfleet uniform and takes command of a ship and brings it to to threaten people and provide YouTube meme fodder for people who want to editing clips of him asking, "Have you ever got a walk in beneath the pale moonlight?" from his that other meme. I don't think even Tom hasn't seen because he's looking very confused there.
Okay. Riker
here at this time.
Riker saves the day. Riker saves.
He turns up. I just like to imagine that in those Next Generation films, because Worf was on Deep Space Nine when he was doing Next Generation, every film he would come back to the Enterprise and take over his old job as security chief. And I like to think that security chief, who's a normal security chief on the Enterprise E, who every time something important happens, Worf turns up and takes his job.
Jeez, what a cockblock! Yeah,
that guy, he had trauma for years, stress, eventually recovered, got back into his career, became a captain, and then Riker came and took his job. Does it?
Wow. Yeah. Like the episode of Community where you find out everybody hates all the cast of Community because everything's always about. Okay, yeah. Write that up. That sounds like a good show.
Well, I will submit it. But I feel like I've talked a lot here, so I'm going to ask Marian about Dragon Ball because you showed off your Dragon Ball talks earlier.
What's happening now, Tom?
Oh, something's burning. Right, I don't think I'm responsible for it.
Okay, that's fine then. You can burn. I
Oh.
don't know. Just to take us back, I just wanted Tom to know that if I die, my toys are all going to my brother. Sorry.
Okay, that's convenient. I don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah.
Stuart's the one I gotta lean on.
Oh, but my Dragon Ball toys
Yeah.
might go to Dom. I think he might get them.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think. I mean, I think you probably have. I think my toys are mostly what you guys have already, and you've got extras.
Maybe.
So
No, you've got some different ones. You've got
Hoist.
You've got some very specific random ones, don't you?
Yeah. I got a Repugnus. He's my favorite because he's.
Tom, I hope you live a long life because I do not want a Repugnus.
You have to have it. And it's going to be in the conditions that you're going to put the whole thing in your mouth. That'll be the thing.
No, you're talking about Repugnus there, yes?
Yeah, well, all of them. You're gonna line up, and it'll be like, okay, we brought you here today. We're gonna execute Tom's estate. He's got all this shit, and you gotta and then if you're fine with it, then you get to have it.
That's the value of a video podcast, folks. You can see the extent to which Tom McNally can extend his jaw and how much he can shove in there in one go. It's useful information for the future.
I mean, because some of them are easy. Some of them's like this little brawn. I mean, that's no contest. That's just whoever gets it first. And
I think this could be how you die, Tom. Just choke you to death on an overly sized Transformers toy you stuck in your mouth. It'd be like
that's my plan. That's my backup plan. If everything
like
fails,
a Bill from Kill Bill style death, where
it's just 3 hits.
cool. I'll call my lawyer.
As you see, if we prepared this and planned to do this, what we should have done is all have the same toy and then mind passing it around the screen to one another.
Oh shit, that's good. What do we have? What do we all have in common?
We have nothing in common, Tom.
We've all got a Spinister, don't we? I can grab a Spinister right now.
Yeah, which one?
The new.
Yeah, we do. But then we would have to work out in which order we're being recorded. So in which order we are to pass over.
God, yeah. To me, Stuart's over there. So if I kind of do that. But then Marian's over here. But maybe that's not how the viewer at home is.
Yeah.
Upwards.
I think I would need to. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Well played.
And now that's how Tom McNally broke his Spinister.
It's fine. It was in the. I threw it onto the slippers. So it's a calculated risk.
Hey, I tell you what I have read today in the bath to make this vaguely relevant to what we normally talk about. I have read an IDW Transformers comic we did not talk about on the podcast.
Is this the Valentine special?
I have read that, yes.
You weren't talking about that. Okay.
I wasn't, no, but have you all read that one? Yes.
No, I haven't.
I won't talk about that one then. I read Revolution.
Did we not talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Well,
you told us before we started recording that you read it, and you trigger warning.
No, not the Marvel Meets the Eye issue. The crossover.
Oh, the crossover. Yeah, I read it, and I was trying to explain it all to you because it was so stupid.
You know what, Tom? You're right. It was so. The fact that we forgot there was an actual crossover there as well says a lot.
Yeah.
It's yeah. But if you want a hot update on a pre-Brexit comic crossover event. Bit shit.
I think maybe we all knew this, except Tom, who maintained that it was okay.
Did I? Was that my position? Well, in the context of it being a stupid crossover thing, I mean, it does what it sets out to do, right? Like they all are in the room and they team up.
Is this where the weird Windblade BDSM scene comes from, or is this a different one?
BDSM scene? That would actually be memorable.
Is it one where she's swinging from the ceiling?
Is the one where she goes to a different planet or something and she's tied up? That's how you described it, Tom. That's not how I've heard it described.
Oh, I think that's First Strike.
Is this different to the... I don't remember what the hell was going on at the end of this series. So was this different to the Revolution crossover?
There was two, right? There was Revolution, and then there was First Strike. And my vague glimmerings that are going on there in the back of my mind are that the BDSM thing happened in First Strike, but I could be right. I actually can't for the life of me remember what the hell happened in...
I don't think it happens in... There is a bit of a Till All Are One Revolution one-shot where she's tied up from the ceiling and interrogated by a micronaut.
Oh, yes! Yeah, that one's super sexy. Yeah.
Bloody hell, Tom, now you're coming out your shell. Yeah, that's my life.
No, yeah. That was a crossover with Till All Are One, but that was a one-shot. That wasn't the main series.
Yeah, I only know that because that is in the trade with Revolution as well. I haven't been fondly remembering that moment for 4 years, and like Tom McNally.
But that was in First Strike, wasn't it? Because isn't that lady, what's her face?
I've not read First Strike, so I don't know.
But you've read that one?
I read that one. There may be another one in First Strike. I guess I'll see if Shetty get there in the Transformers comic collection, assuming it doesn't get cancelled.
So it was all very memorable as well.
No, we found out what bit Tom likes. The thing that bugged me about it, though, was how rigidly it stuck to that crossover thing, where the heroes, two sides, they meet, they fight through a misunderstanding, and then they team up. Which, because there's like 4 or 5 different groups of heroes, they do 4 or 5 times, and by the 5th time, I'm like, bloody hell. Especially when Cup is being tortured by G.I. Joe, and he's going, actually, I'm friends with the American president. Why don't you just phone her? Because, like, in that other comic, we're all mates at the moment. And I'm like, yeah, why are G.I. Joe doing this? It doesn't make any sense. And the character is pointing it out, which is never a sign of good writing. But you have the characters saying this bit makes no sense.
Okay, and then everybody else ignores them. Just Hoist update. I've been able to cut a bit off of Hoist, and now I'm able to transform him correctly.
But I have a question for you, Tom McNally.
Yes.
You were always a big fan of how John Barber wrote Action Man.
Yeah.
You advocated about this series.
I do.
Action Man is only in 3 pages of it.
No, yeah. The Revolution's not good, but Revolutionaries.
Oh.
Has an amusing sort of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, kind of Grant Morrison-y sort of deconstructionist air to it that I like that sort of thing.
Well, I think that's the next Shetty book, actually. I think they're doing that.
Okay.
As well. So I should read that and then judge your opinion.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you thought about that, actually, because it's, it's very reference heavy. It's very, written for the wiki kind of. I know you don't like that, actually, but I mean, it's got lots of details on it that are amusing. Just string enough amusing details together, and that's a story. I've always been told.
I'll tell you what, when I take over the government,
good, yeah,
which is quite likely, I think.
Yeah, you must be somewhere.
My first edict will be to ban anyone who writes for Transformers from using the wiki as a reference.
That's actually a pretty good. I mean, Ruckley uses the wiki well.
How do you know?
Oh, because he comes up with obscure shit that only Stuart knows, but then doesn't really. It's just sort of a name.
Yeah, but I know it without using the wiki.
Oh right, yeah. Is Brian? Yeah, I don't know. I assume that he's doing it in that kind of just give me a name for an alien race. Here you go. That's something. And he's got like weird, obscure character choices, which I assume comes from wiki browsing.
You mean because he's used some of the characters from the Titan, the British Bay comic?
Yeah, like it's absurd the deep cuts. But then it's not about. It's not like it's that alien race from the Titan. That's not the point of the thing.
I would assume because Brian Buckley's in his mid to late 50s. He's sort of my parents' generation. For them, their first awareness of Transformers or Moguls and Ants, other than something their kids liked, but they thought was a bit shit, their first exposure to it properly was the films.
Right, yep.
So I like to think Brian Buckley is a massive Revenge of the Fallen fan. That's what got him into it, because he never really heard of Transformers before. He's like, yeah, this is a good shit. And all these Michael Bay references come from a deep-rooted place of love. You know, he brought that type of comic every month because of his love of Dark of the Moon. And all its hilarious hijinks. He's just scared to admit it. I know deep down within his soul that passion burns brightly for Shia LaBeouf.
Let's call him up.
Brian.
Yeah, I mean he's just I've spilled beer in my eye. Oh no, it burns. I'm fine.
Tom.
Yeah. Ow.
Do not ring the hospital and tell them at this point in time that you need help because you just spilled beer in your eye.
Now they need to know.
They'll let you die, Tom.
They
You
can
need
help
to
me out
look
with
after
noise.
yourself, man.
They'll send you to the other NEC hospital for one.
I
You don't come out of.
just need to know how the beer got into your eye behind your glasses.
Yeah, pretty rare. It's on top. It's in front of my glasses as well. Maybe I have to see. But no, just gesticulating, saying that Brian Buckley is obviously not up to much right now, so we can call him up and annoy him.
Yeah, I think they are all pretty much tools down at the moment, aren't they? Because obviously, even though the comic writers and artists can work from home, there isn't anybody to handle the distribution side of things.
God, Alex Mill, who worked on TF vs Terminator from like his hospital bed, must be pretty.
Oh, yeah, I'm afraid to delay that. I don't think they've formally announced any Transformers delays yet. They've announced Turtles is taking a hiatus for the moment, I believe. So I would assume.
That may be for different reasons, though. So that may be because part of the creative isn't in a position to work, close schools and what have you. So maybe other reasons are behind, because they could still, in theory, be releasing digitally. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. So even though comic book stores are closed and distribution might be off, they could still be. Plus, they could just be getting in issues, even if it's things that are not going to get released for a while, unless they're really worried about plots that might seem a bit irrelevant, like in 3 months' time or something like that. But I would think this is a chance for them to get in there rather than pause everything.
I do know Bill in that Transmissions interview where I listened to the other week. He was still working on the Terminator comic. I'm just uncertain about when it. I suppose it depends how many of the IDW support staff, the people sort of who set up the digital things and all that, are working from home. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, there might be reasons, like you might have specialist machines in the office, I guess, where you can't do stuff from home. But I don't know.
Because the printing's all done in Korea, right? So that'll all be way out.
No, but we won't get any physical comics ranges, definitely. That's which, as I think we said on the podcast, is about great of Comixology to put up their prices just before all this happens.
Oh, yeah.
Only buy digitally.
It's another conspiracy theory. This is what this is. It's all an Amazon-created virus. So they can make a killing out of Comixology.
That's the big breadbasket of Amazon.
We've cracked it.
I quite liked Marian, your bird, on Twitter the other week when Comixology was like, "Hey, who's reading some old comics?" And he was just like, "Everybody, because no one can afford the new comics." Zing!
Can report have transformed Hoist. All it needed was cutting bits off of it.
Excellent. Something a child could do.
Child with a knife.
Let's find a child and test for it. We'd have to find an uncut hoist and give it to a child and see if we can do better than Tom. Not uncut like that, Tom.
I think this is a good point at which to grab another beer.
Yeah, okay.
Sadly, I finished my beer, but I only have wine left now, and I was saving that for the evening, so I may have a fruit juice now. Oh no, they're all going. You're saving me with the audience. Oh no, how am I going to handle? I don't like this. No. Oh, thank God, Marian's back. I had to carry things by myself there for a second. It didn't go well. I could feel people turning YouTube off.
Were you talking to me just now?
I was, but you'll have to watch
no!
you back to find out what I said.
Oh no! Say it again. Say it again.
I think I just said I was carrying video by myself for a second there. It didn't go well.
Oh.
So everybody turned off.
I did not believe this for a second. I think we should do a poll to see who it is that our listeners tune in for.
I think that would be utterly destroying to at least two of us. But at least we'll know that the one vote for Tom will be from James Roberts.
We do know this.
Because he gets it. Hi, James, if you're watching, by the way. We love you.
I am going to do this poll right now.
That's a
Tom.
You look wild, Tom. It's like you become
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's gonna...
You will also have to. You'll also have to watch the video back to find out what I was saying. We can't repeat ourselves on this. It's we only look forward to the bold new tomorrows ahead of us. Marian's doing a poll.
A poll. Shit.
To find out who's the most popular out of the three of us.
Oh God. Oh fuck. Okay.
Which I think
right.
Marian has confidence that she's going to win that match.
Listen, everybody.
But I did say to repeat one thing I said that we will know for sure that one vote for you, Tom, will come from James Roberts.
Yeah.
And that's worth 10 votes for anybody else.
I got a knife. Same that cut the hoist.
Is this how you plan on winning votes?
Yeah.
You should have a little knife-based pun to go with your knife, like a knife to meet you knife.
That's book learning. That's not what people respect.
A cutting remark.
No, I was. Hang on, I can got a bottle opener here, so I can be like.
Like the popular G.I. Joe character MP3.
Yeah, is that how he fights? So he's
basically just got a load of shit.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna put these down.
You should, Tom, before you hurt yourself. It's embarrassing to die for putting a corkscrew through your eye. Double times.
I don't know. It's principled. Yes. Got a spinster instead.
And Paul is live.
Oh shit! Oh,
this will be the moment that destroys Podcast Maximus.
Yeah, I can see this really unraveling pretty fast.
It'd be like when Eddie Little found out that Ernie Large was the popular one in Little Large and destroyed.
But now he's dead, so.
Yeah. Which he had the last laugh there, then Little. That was brilliant. Not to make the type video about my mom, but when I heard that Large had died, and I said to her, Large, Little and Large has died. He's an old man, I bet it was Corona. And she said to me, "No, don't be silly. It wasn't corona. He just died because he had a heart transplant a few years ago. Not everybody has died of corona. Don't be paranoid." I go on BBC News, and it was large from little and large dies of corona. Believe me, you're not paranoid enough. Every size, if you kill one half of little and large, 50% of little and large, in fact.
What if this went down in history as the comedy duo virus?
I'm sure if any non-British people under 40 watching Little and Large, they were a comedy double act. I'm not sure if that was their real names or not. I mean, that's why we've got to do a double act. We have appropriate names. So maybe something like Cannon and Ball, another double act from that same period, where it was just basically about the appropriate comedic play of their possibly artificially chosen surnames. But Cannon and Ball is both still alive, so I guess...
I didn't realise that was a real thing. Oh, I thought you just made that up.
Cannon and Ball are real. They're basically exactly the same as Little and Large. In fact, there was a funny, wacky one, and a straight-faced serious one.
Okay. What was the dynamic with Saunders and French? Who was the wacky one?
But they're normally called French or Saunders. You've subverted reverse.
Oh no, that's going to cause a fight, isn't it?
I think they were both not really that funny. Basically, it was the dynamic.
That's a legit strategy.
But with the Little and Large dynamic was that Little would come out with his guitar, and he would start to sing quite a serious song, like "Love Me Tender," and then Large would come out behind him in like a deputy dog hat, and it would be hilariously subvert the seriousness of the song. That was a dynamic there. Basically, we used to have Morecambe and Wise in this country who were the definitive double acts, and there was a long time where people tried to replace that with marginally rubbish replacements.
Why didn't they just kill each other? That would be a good punchline. They just tear at each other's flesh.
They're not doing autopsy, so who knows?
Oh wow, maybe that's what happened.
It was Little. I'm saying that I can't remember actually what their first names are. I think I said Eric and Ernie earlier. That's Morecambe and Wise. So I am showing my lack of. Basically, the Chuckle Brothers were the best, and Paul Chuckle survived coronavirus. He kicked it in the ass.
Oh, did he get it?
Yeah, and he can't be killed.
Wait, one of the Chuckle Brothers is dead, right?
The other two were dead.
Two of them are dead. Okay.
Because obviously we have the canon Chuckle Brothers, the two main ones, and then there was the third one whose surname wasn't Chuckle. Turns out that wasn't their real last name. Sadly, it's a lot of lies in children's entertainment. If you were a children's TV personality, not in Britain, you either lied about your surname or being a paedophile. Those are the two things. But yeah, there was a third Chuckle Brother whose surname wasn't Chuckle, but he is in most of the Chuckle Brothers as a guy who hires them every week to do a job for him, even though he should remember the 280 previous weeks in which they hilariously messed up the job they had done for him, forcing him to lose his own job and have to go get another job. But he then needs to hire two people to do something for, which they screw up every time. But he was actually because I don't go with the mainstream. He was actually my favourite Chuckle Brother, the third one. His catchphrase of no slacking.
Why didn't they just simply kill each other?
Then again, no autopsies, who can say. Maybe Paul Chuckle did.
They've got this all stitched up, haven't they? At every level of government, these comedy double acts.
I feel like you two should talk about some popular children's entertainment from Greece and South Africa now to counter the balance of me going on about Chuckle Brothers for 10 minutes.
Is it Chuckle Brothers like a kids thing?
It was, children's BBC. They did it for like 20 years or something like that before they basically stopped doing children's television in this country. They filmed an episode in Kidderminster as well, a Kidderminster railway station, the train station I've been through many times. That was quite big news of the things that are filmed around here. It was Chuckle Brothers and Boo. Boo did an episode at the safari park by me when I used to work.
Boo.
Boone. That was about a motorcycle courier who solved crime. Starring a real-life alcoholic man who died.
Oh.
It starred. He was in The Elephant Man as a guy who is the handler of The Elephant Man. If you're British, it's quite amusing, but the sort of quite serious Oscar-winning film about The Elephant Man stars John Hurt.
Oh, what, in the David Lynch Elephant Man? I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen the Elephant Man.
You know the guy who looks after the Elephant Man.
Right. Oh, okay. He's
He played Boone, and if you're British, that's quite amusing. It's like when all those Marvel films are shoots over here, and you have like somebody from a crappy sitcom turn up to go on a date with Natalie Portman in 4-2. It's Chris Addison from The Thick of It in this film.
Oh yeah.
Very unlikely. It's sort of that level of stuff. Or when Johnny Briggs' dad is in Star Wars giving advice to Peter Cushing. It's the joys of a British film industry. I'm assuming like those Star Wars films are filmed in Australia. There's a similar thing for Australians where they sit there again. My God, it's the guy from Shortland Street hanging out with Django Fett.
That must be a tough gig.
But yes. In fact, Chuckle Brothers, because their catchphrase was to bring it back to the pandemic, which I think is what we're all here to discuss. Because their catchphrase, it was from me to you. When Paul Chuckle said he'd had it and beaten it, there were about 800,000 tweets that were 2 meter to you, and that's the joy. That's a higher level of entertainment we're getting, of art we're getting in the pandemic. That's what everybody says. When there's a crisis, art improves. That's a proof. Chuckle Brother catchphrase jokes have increased.
Who said that?
A lot of people who were trying to find a bright side, I think.
A lot of people who've never tried to make any art, let me tell you.
I think people were saying, I think Neil Gaiman's wife was saying it when Trump won. Oh, the art's going to be amazing.
Yes, she has certainly been, yeah. And
I apologise to Neil Gaiman's wife for not showing much respect there by just calling her Neil Gaiman's wife. Tom, help me out with a name.
Amanda Palmer.
Amanda Palmer. There you go. That was actually quite awful of me to do that. But I don't listen to any music that isn't done by cheerful pop artists who don't really have a political agenda. It's just about their amazing sex lives.
That's quite political.
It's Tom Jones, Huey Lewis. It's you can't be disappointed by them because their music is how they lived. So there's no surprises there.
What are you fiddling? Is that a Spinister?
That's Spinister, yes. I haven't transformed Spinister since Stuart helped me that time. I was very high on mushrooms, and I actually having some fun flashbacks of.
I wasn't even there, Tom. That's just part of your hallucination.
No, I called out over the Discord.
Oh,
like, Stuart, you gotta help me. The fucking legs on this thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I sent you the same message about 80 times.
Yeah, it took hours.
I think it was like you've got to put the leg sideways.
Like, I've done it. That's the thing I remember. It's in there now.
Can't do it. I mean, about 50th time you came back 10 minutes later. Said, "Guys, I've worked it out. You've got to put the leg sideways."
Yeah.
First.
That was me. That was me making a joke.
Do you want a poll update?
No.
What
are they saying? What? Oh.
Well, you said not to give me an update.
I'm torn.
Tom, you and I can vote in this poll.
What? Shit, I'm going to skew the...
We can increase the average for us. I bet Marian has already voted for herself.
I have not, as a matter of fact.
Who did you vote for?
That's slander.
I haven't voted for anybody.
Not yet. No.
Okay, hang on. Right. Okay, give us the news.
Okay. So 5 votes so far. I'm the only one who seems to have promoted this to their friends.
Oh shit!
Because
Sorry. Yes.
me and Tom were taking the video chat seriously and not just going on Twitter.
Therefore, I'm winning, Tom. 3 votes to me. And 2 votes to the theme tune.
The theme. I hate the theme tune. Hate it so much.
Oh, well, here we go, Ben. I voted like a politician in an election.
So you just
I
vote for
voted
yourself.
For myself.
Hasn't shown up yet.
Well, I've just this second done it. 6 votes. 3, 2, 1. This is what Tom, you've got to vote for yourself now. So
I can't put any of these. It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right for me to click on any of these names.
Well, this is why I didn't, but now that Stuart did.
Oh, Stuart, jeez, you're corrupting democracy here.
Not at all. Any election, you have your democratic rights, even if you were standing for a position as well.
How many votes do I have?
Well, technically, it's whoever.
So I don't have to be the only person to vote for me.
Yeah, but technically, whoever gets into the podcast Maximus Twitter account could use that to vote as well. First.
Oh.
You can't vote in your own poll, Stuart.
Oh, damn.
But if you have other Twitter accounts.
Oh shit! Secret porn accounts.
Jesus, that went quickly to an obvious place.
Oh,
I think we know what sort of secret accounts Tom McNally has.
I thought that's just what people use secret accounts for. Isn't that the funny thing where they get their accounts mixed up?
You have a blurred background on, but it's only blurring the Tupperware box on top of your bookcase. Is that to hide all your prestigious amounts of pornography?
Yeah. That's vintage stuff. That's really nasty.
Windblade being tied up from ceiling and stuff.
Right, yeah. That's the way they got the idea from Windblade from. They had this like kabuki shoot.
Let's not go down the Windblade toys routes because I think.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a genuine thing. Yeah.
A massive rant might be coming from.
Let's do it. Let's have a massive rant. I'm up for it.
I think we can just say our official position on the fan soy Windblade is shit.
Do you know, I'm not even that particularly strong-minded about it, which is the most ridiculous thing of all. Like, I think it's a bad call. And that's all I have to say about it, really. I think it's just...
I'm sorry, about what? About Coil?
It's the Windblade figure, the Flametoys one. I just think it's a bad call on their part.
Call. Yeah.
I think that's all I think. Other than that, I am a little bit sick of every female character getting a hypersexualized toy. It's but funnily, Transformers is not even that bad because, for example, if you're trying to look at the female characters in Dragon Ball and just about anything, it's 10 times worse. So there's worse out there, but I think this is like a poor way of looking at it. I certainly don't accept that it's Japan. Because that's an even worse way of looking at it. Anyway, my issue was not so much the toy, to be honest. My issue was everything that followed the whole Twitter storm and all of that. And my issue was with Hot Flame because they did nothing. They just fanned the flames basically and just made everything so much worse. That was more my issue.
I didn't really got onto the whole thing once, like, you were getting dogpiled. And yeah, it's just such a strange thing to kind of just walk in the middle of, like, what's going on? Why? Yeah.
Most of the people doing the dogpiling, I don't think have even heard of Transformers.
Oh right, yeah, it was like a fucking Comicsgate shit, wasn't it?
That was a very weird thing, I think, because we all know each other, not necessarily personally, but if you look at somebody's Twitter, they're gonna have some common followers with you if they're interested. Like, very few people don't actually know somebody who we also know, and to see that many people just come in from completely outside the fandom for this purpose was a bit like, oh Jesus Christ. In some way, it was okay though, because at least you knew it wasn't Transformers fans being complete assholes. So it was just kind of waiting for it to go away. But again, because of all of that, I thought Flametoys handled it very poorly, because they couldn't even tell that the people who were jumping in to praise them for their excellent figure were not their buyers.
It's not even really clear if that's still happening now, that toy, because they pulled the pictures, and then a few days later they did look out for some pictures tomorrow, all our Windblade fans tweets, but I don't think they ever followed up on it. I don't know if they're going to plough on regardless, or whether Hasbro have suddenly gone, maybe we shouldn't be approving this, actually. There's a sudden thought there. Or even if they've seen a bit of common sense. Especially for that series of models as well, which all the other ones of the IDW Comics characters are pretty faithful representations of their IDW character model. The Drift is a great Drift. The Megatron's a great Megatron. The Windblade was just bizarrely misjudged, because I'm not sure even who was buying those things other than big IDW Comics fans who would want a really good, faithful representation anyway. And even before you get into the other issues, who was that really for?
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, you could say it's going to bring in other people, potentially. Not necessarily the right kind of people, but it will bring in other people who might see it and go, oh, that's a nice figure. I wouldn't have normally picked the Transformers figure out, but this seems nice, I wonder what the other ones are like. But even in that, it's misleading, because the other figure's not like that.
You kind of, if there was like a porn range, and we got like Big Dick Megatron and ass.
I don't know what that is, Tom. What sort of sexual thing?
I'm trying to mimic the motion of a cat in heat.
A Ravage, or you want a sexy Ravage?
Anyway, the whole thing was misjudged, I think, is a very good word for it. I mean, the designs had been out for about a year, hadn't they? But I think it's one thing looking at the designs, and it's another thing looking at the 3D model in front of you and going, they actually went for it, didn't they? Because from design to execution, things always change. I'm hoping the reason I took it down is because they're rethinking it. Not necessarily Flametoys, but maybe Hasbro just went, hang on a minute. And again, this is partly why people were so upset, because it was a Hasbro approved figure. And it's just, as you say, these characters are so niche, man. It's like, you're gonna target them at the comic book fans. You need to give them something they're actually gonna want to buy.
Yeah, I can imagine the overlap between people who are buying like Tallulah 1 or watching Cyberverse and who want a porny Windblade is not significant.
It's exactly that. Like, if you want a porny Windblade, have a porny line of toys.
Yeah, that's the thing which seems most confusing about it. Is like, cool dude, awesome dude, wow. But the chick, she's down for it.
Yeah.
What would I say? If I remember correctly, people did complain when people not complain.
They pointed out
expressed their issues when the renders went up a year ago the first time, and I think it was they didn't get pounced on as much. This got amplified this point because of all the Comics Game people doubling down so much on it. If anything, they made it far bigger than it actually would have been otherwise, I think. Because, as you say, it's a bit of a niche thing. But that was all very, very odd and uncomfortable. And I roll. The words have been lost to me now. But that was just watching it from a distance. There were people who actually went through all the harassment as well. That I can't barely even imagine what that would have been like. And as I'm trying to be sort of serious here, I'm just looking at Tom's Spinnaker with a little jet stuck on the front. I'm not even sure what that is, and that's distracting me.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise I can be seen through technology. It's just a little start screen on there.
Oh, I was on holiday when it was all kicking off, so I could see the notifications coming in, and like I read a few of them. I replied to a few of them in the beginning, and I was like, oh man, don't have time for this. And after a while, I muted the thread as well, so I hadn't even realised that it kept going. And when I realised that, because gratefully, a few people actually followed me into my account. So most people were just replying to that thread. So by muting that, I just didn't need to do much else. Very few people actually came in. And the couple of people that did come in, I didn't even link them to people I'd already spotted in the other one. Until after a while, and I went, oh, hang on. No, you're one of the assholes, aren't you? So it wasn't, that bad. It was just at the end, when a funny went in, because I was like screen grabbing more because I was reporting as things were happening as well. An interesting thing that did happen is that anybody who I reported, I got told Twitter said it was not against the rules. And in some cases, it was really hard to see how it wouldn't be against the rules. But anyway, but other people reporting the same tweets were getting successful replies back from Twitter. Which I thought, that's very bizarre. So if you have a human looking at it, presumably you might have a different human looking at it, and somebody will interpret it differently.
Do they have a human looking at it? I imagine the number of tweets reported per day must be astronomical.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? There maybe depending on the type of report, there could be a keyword search, so that could be automatic. It always takes enough days to make you feel like somebody is looking at it. Okay. And maybe it depends on what you reported as. I know for sure Facebook had people looking at things.
Yeah, that's always been a big thing. There's sort of minimum wage Indians who are being traumatized by a steady stream of snuff.
You should really stop posting that, Tom. Help them out.
That's my motto. The minimum wage Indians who are being traumatized by a steady stream of snuff. I just say it at dinner times.
My favourite of ones that you screen capped was the one guy was going, yeah, I bet you don't even like robots. Post a photo of yourself with your robots.
In front of your toy collection, yeah.
Hey, you've done interviews about your toy collection with like big news Transformers websites. So it's not as if there's some sort of secrets about your toy collection out there. B, you're not going to give a photo of yourself to some random weird bloke who's offending toys he wants to masturbate over. I would say that'd be a bad idea to give him a photo.
Some people are, I don't know where they're coming from sometimes. It's weird, isn't it? Like,
my grand unified theory of internet weirdness is learning difficulties.
In humanity, in general.
Yeah, well, you got like a lot of people who have learning difficulties, and they're kind of charming and funny in real life, but then once the context is stripped away from that, and they just become a sort of egg, spooling out strange thoughts.
Tom, are you subtweeting me?
Somebody posted a really interesting thread about this very thing recently, which was that people are not used to everything they're saying being scrutinized by different groups of people at the same time.
Yeah.
So we are used to talking to each other, in small groups. Like what I say to you now, even though I'm aware we're recording this and might go online and other people will see it, I am saying it with a specific audience in mind. But when you put something on social media that anyone can read at any point, you have no control over the audience at all. And so a lot of the things will be on there not in the way that you would have intended to say to somebody face to face in a different context. And so because there is not like timeliness, because something is just left there and anyone can say at any point, completely out of context, completely out of, and we're just not used to communicating like that. We're used to filtering everything we say depending on who we're speaking to, the circumstances we're talking at. And this is something that was actually really interesting to me the earlier days of Twitter, where people would talk about creative. So like on the IDW forums, right? Even though people knew the creators were there, they would talk about them as if they couldn't read what they were saying.
Yes.
So even in threads where the creator had commented, people would carry on talking between themselves as if the creator couldn't hear them.
Yeah.
And say things you would never tell someone to their face, or in that way anyway. And that always weirded me. It was like this: people can't deal with the fact that what they're saying is to a broader audience. That they still think very much in terms of a chat you're having with somebody.
Yeah, well, that is sort of how the medium is packaged. It's like, I want to talk with my friends. And it's like, well, who's this asshole who's being personally insulted by them? Just go somewhere else.
I should say, Tom, when you were, I don't know how to work for video people watching at home, but when you were going, who's this asshole? You were just pointing at Marian. Who's this asshole?
She was pointing at you from where I'm standing.
Oh, no.
Where I'm standing, I'm motioning at the window. Anyway, yeah, no, totally agree. That's and there are some people who just, no matter how much situational awareness they may have of that, still can't process that appropriately. Especially when you give them something to do for like an activity for an afternoon of like, let's be comic skaters. It's just like a resource you can use to, I don't know, move words around on screens.
I've learnt my lesson, Tom. I feel you spoke to me personally there. And
No.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has moments where they may have tweeted something that hasn't come across properly, or they misunderstood the tone of a conversation. Don't rush in to say, no, you haven't, Stuart. Let's leave a longer pause there so you can.
You said everyone. You didn't talk about yourself.
Oh, I was fishing for compliments there.
You could at this, Stuart. You could.
But it makes people who just go all out on deliberately being dicks. Luckily, despite being as vocal as Marian was about my fans' toy, strangely enough, nobody really went after me for. I don't know why that was.
What could it possibly be?
But perhaps luckily, it's one person who did really annoyed me with just one tweet. That was disproportionately so. When they implied I was only agreed in order to trick women into sleeping with me, because that is a thing that would actively be something somebody would try and do. Tom's thinking about it now.
Yeah, hang on. Wait a minute. So the complaint was?
The accusation was, I don't really think that the fan toy thing a bit of a disaster. I'm just doing it for faux wokeness, to try and get into women's knickers.
See, that sounds like
their underwear would hardly fit me.
Well, it is a genuine thing, though, because there is such a thing as performative allyship, where you are just trying to be on the side of somebody without really being on the side of somebody. And there are people who do this, believe it or not, just to get on the good side of women. And it isn't specifically about these issues. It can be about anything. It can be about saying, oh, I agree with your political views in order to get somebody to go out with you. Or, I understand how hurt you were by X thing because people lie about shit. And sadly, men lie about shit a lot more. So it's not like such a drawn out thing to say that this thing could be a thing. But to say it to a complete stranger perhaps is a little bit weird.
Yes, because I mean, those people are really easy to spot, right? I mean, that seems uncontroversial. Like, if someone is being willfully deceptive, it's quite easy to see what they're up to, and everyone kind of knows, even if they don't. Like, you know, people will reconvene elsewhere and say, "Oh, that person's full of shit."
I think that's partially why. I'm sorry, Marian. Sorry.
No, I just want to say, you know, we have had even in this fandom examples of people where it hasn't been maybe as clear, or perhaps it's, you know, it takes you having seen one before to spot one, maybe, and not everyone has seen one before. So for some people, it's a slower process. So maybe we're saying, you know, oh, but you can spot those people miles away, but like, why not? Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I think that's why it annoyed me disproportionately, because it was just this one tweet. I know even people have had those experiences for real. I'm sort of saying the effort thing. It took way too much effort for me. But yeah, let's just pretend to be nice to people who live hundreds of miles away, whose lives I don't really know that much about in person for nefarious reasons. The people who do that definitely have far too much time on their hands and far too much energy. You can all rest assured, folks, what I put on Twitter is pure, unfettered, unrestrained me.
It really is.
It is.
That's why it's charming.
That's why I'm currently third place in this vote behind ThinkTube.
Oh shit! I forgot about the vote. What's going on with the vote? So I've got to vote. I've got to vote in the vote.
I'm going to start
going on
nice
vote.
now.
You're gonna fall behind, Tom, because you're not even promoting yourself.
I'm not promoting. I think I retweeted it.
Yeah, but you didn't retweet it with a quote tweet that says, "Come on, friends, give me a hand here."
Oh, it's kind of so off-brand.
You're not doing Twitter well, Tom.
I'm proud of this.
This is what you need to take from this.
Tom, if I'd have had 2 votes, I'd have voted for you.
I look at my follow account and I think, good.
Wait, you wouldn't have voted for me?
Sorry?
But if that was just me doing the fake nicest thing I decided to do to get more popular now.
Stuart just said if you had 2 votes, he would have voted for you second.
Shit, I'm looking at the votes. Tom, not doing well. Not doing well in this.
But please, everybody, vote for Tom. It's not the clap for Boris. If you don't vote for him, he will die.
Well, this is anyone who's voted in this will have already. This is not live.
No, not right now.
Okay, we're not doing. Okay, yeah.
Only the people who just broke into your house earlier can hear you. So
they're being very polite about it if they have.
Are you really the fiance who is keeping her fiance downstairs? And is it really the plot of the story is that you don't know that you've got a fiance and you are actually only capable of existing upstairs and you don't know there's a person downstairs?
It's all true.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Did we talk about this while we were recording? Or
this
is
is
now an in-joke?
I think, but
no, we were talking about the Reddit thing.
But don't explain this.
The Reddit thing with the bloke whose fiance won't let him in the upstairs part of the house.
And maybe there's like a lot of cats up there. Maybe
dead ones.
Dead cats, yeah, the worst kind.
But maybe it's the Flametoys Research and Development Department, as you can see one of the people up there to find out.
They're just up there, you know, bleary-eyed and sore.
Carefully crafting each butt cheek.
Maybe that's what it is. She's a Windblade model.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that... Wait,
and she thought she was done with it all, and then they went back to her and went, they didn't like it.
They're going to resculpt those butt
fresh
cheeks.
shots.
We're going to double down, make the arse bigger and rounder.
More nips.
It was weird. I watched Friday the 13th Part 2 last night, which is quite a fun, slightly silly early 80s horror film, which are generally known for their gratuitous sex and nudity, but the first one didn't really have any. Just had Kevin Bacon flopping about a bit, slightly unenthusiastically. And he'll do anything to make you switch phone provider.
I can picture it. He's looking all kind of grim and in his sort of sitting in his garage doing ads now. I can imagine him sort of flopping around enthusiastically.
And the second one really doesn't either, apart from this one woman in it who gets all the gratuitous close-ups and does the first nudity in the film series and looks incredibly uncomfortable throughout. And it feels like there is a story there that the director was way too invested in this one woman in the cast or something like that. And I feel like there's a film in that would be a better film than Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh, that's a great pitch. Yeah, vintage
directors.
screen.
I don't know if there is such a thing in Hollywood.
Vintage would-be scream queen.
Did have either both of you seen Midsummer?
No, that's on my list. I'm super psyched to see that.
Okay, I watched it yesterday, I think, and I was a bit disappointed.
Really?
Mm.
How do we resolve this? How do we resolve this? Me having seen it yet and wanting to see it with you being able to talk about how it's disappointing.
Well, you're gonna have to watch it, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know anything about it except it's sort of Wickerman-y.
Yeah, I didn't know much about it. That's exactly what I knew about it as well. I just knew that people were loving it, and I went in thinking it's gonna be amazing, and it was good in ways and not good in other ways. Is what I will say, spoiler free.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
I watched Knives Out last week.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was very good. I really enjoyed that. It's made me more disappointed in the Star Wars film he directed.
More disappointed?
He directed a film this good. He could have made a better Star Wars film.
Oh, right, yeah.
But,
I'm going to have to say I disagree with Stuart on this. This has never happened before. I have never disagreed with Stuart before on movies. Because The Last Jedi is a damn good film. Anyway, carry on.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. I don't dislike it. It's just now I think, it could have been a bit better. But
can I because genuinely I don't think I know your views on the latest Star Wars trilogy. Do you have another favorite of the three?
I've only seen the first two.
Right.
Because I wasn't that bothered. I quite like the first one, and I thought the second one was okay.
Okay.
I thought the plot. I felt bad for what's the name of the actor who plays Finn?
John Boyega.
Yeah, that's
not John Boyega. I felt bad for him because it felt like he was contracted to be in the film, and they had no idea what to do with him, so they just sent him off on a subplot. But had thematic things going on with it, but didn't really connect with the rest of the film.
Yeah, same thing happens in the third one as well.
Even though I liked him and the actress who played Rose, I thought they were very good and very watchable in that subplot. It was like, this isn't really... And unfairly, because it's obviously something they wouldn't have known, then it was Carrie Fisher's last film, I was kind of wishing they hadn't knocked her out in the first 10 minutes or whatever it was, and they'd had her doing the woman from Jurassic Park role of being the one who was sorting shit out rather than knocking her out and then bringing in another character to take charge.
Well, I guess because you don't necessarily trust Laura Dern, so that's why that's her dramatic role. It's like, are they good? Are they bad?
But yeah, it was okay. All the acting was fine. The set pieces were fine. The thing with the new trilogy generally, I think, without having seen the third one, so this is just my impression from the first two. First one, basically the original first film again, which I don't think is a shocking opinion. The second one, where everybody going, oh, it's so innovative and new and different. I just came away thinking it's doing the Empire Strikes Back thing again of, because in the original trilogy, that's the one that's different and weird. And wasn't that well received by a lot of people at the time because of that. And of course, now it's regarded as the best one. So who knows how opinions will settle in years to come of the new trilogy. But it felt to me like it's still mirroring the original trilogy. And at the time, well, okay, so this is the different one. The next one will be like Return of the Jedi and just redo the first one again. And by all accounts, that is what it does. It's an incredibly safe Star Wars film with Palpatine coming back again, as he does.
Yeah, it's very, very, very safe.
So for me, it feels like they've just done the original trilogy, and Last Jedi is as much a part of being safe by being different, just because it is fulfilling the role of one that is a bit different.
See, my take on it is that like none of these movies should really exist. This is sort of a crime against culture as a concept. And the fact that Last Jedi did a couple of things that are kind of interesting with the franchise, with the idea of the franchise, is something.
I mean, there are no Ewoks in any of them. That's as far as I'm aware.
I'm fine with an Ewok.
I tell you fucking this: there are people out there who will try and say the Ewoks are good, and those people must be silenced and stopped for their own safety.
What are the Ewoks?
Ewoks camps.
Why do people mind Ewoks so much? They're just sort of there.
Because, well, other fact, there's this weird tonal thing that they eat people.
They're very deeply racist. They're kind of the baddies in an Alan Quatermain novel, kind of.
And the masks are terrible. I mean, I don't know if you two how much into Star Wars you are, but originally, as written, it was supposed to be a planet of Wookiees.
Yeah,
no Wookiees.
Yeah,
and by that point, obviously the first one had been sort of a fluke success with its toys. The second one, they weren't sure they could repeat that success. And I'm pretty fair. All credit to Lucas, he put all his money into the second one, so if that had flopped, he'd have been broke again.
Yeah.
So the second one solidified that, hey, we can make a shitload of money out of doing these toys. So with the third one, it's what do we make toys out of? Everything. Wookiees don't make cute toys. Let's make some teddy bears with slightly... The masks are terrible as well. You get so much expression out of Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And with Ewoks, what is an Ewok thinking when he's looking at you? You can't bloody tell.
Yeah, they're not... It's not a great effect. I don't know. I mean...
They're not meant to, though, like, be individual characters, are they? They're just meant to be this cuteness, cuddly, berry thing, right? Like, Chewbacca is a character. Ewoks are not characters.
Wicket is a character.
No, they're props. They're costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Lucas just really, really likes old-timey racism. And the Ewoks were the result of a lot of kind of focus grouping. And yeah, I guess it comes down to toys. Like, okay, listen, we can't do a lot of like bunga bunga toys.
Not a lot.
It's 1983 now, and we're sort of becoming aware of this problem.
I would point out that as we record this today, the Temple of Doom is going to be on in a couple of hours, and that was made after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, the Temple of Doom was like, I want all the Ewok stuff, which the toy people said I couldn't do. I'm going to put them all in this film. Eat people, they're bunga bunga, they've got powers or whatever. I don't know. They're just
they eat brains.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think even though it is comfortably the most racist one out of a film series about a white guy who goes to foreign countries and steals their stuff, I think Temple of Doom is my favourite of the Indiana Jones films because it is the only one that doesn't have exactly the same plot as Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is clearly the objectively best one. Yeah, that's a classic one.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom, you don't just get the same, but less good.
Temple of Doom seems incredibly upfront about what Indiana Jones is, which is just this vehicle to do nostalgia. And I think trying to fit Indiana Jones to anything other than a vehicle to do nostalgia is a fool's errand.
So you're not rooting for Indiana Jones 5 then, Tom?
Is that a thing?
He keeps, well, I don't know whether it'll be happening now with coronavirus, but they keep threatening to, because that's why he did Star Wars again, even though he really doesn't like doing Star Wars. He's like,
No, I can tell.
I'll do Star Wars if you, A, you kill him,
Yeah.
and B, you do another Indiana Jones film. So I like being Indiana Jones. That's cool.
Yeah, imagine that.
Cool of being Han Solo.
I mean, it's fine. Indiana Jones is not important. Actually, Star Wars isn't important either. No, none of these things are important. Which is why, if you do something interesting in Star Wars, then that's something. I think the problem is that these fun little films for children become, an identity, something to defend, something that you want to describe yourself, something you want to be proud to be associated with, and that's down that way lies like nationalism and madness.
Which is why I will never do that with Star Wars.
Yes.
Star Trek, yes, that's the best one.
Well, Star Trek at least Star Trek has like an ideology. It has an idea.
It is. He had two ideas. One, no zips.
The no zip universe.
And two, everybody fucks. That's mainly Gene Roddenberry's vision.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he's a '60s guy. Sure.
Except Picard. Does Picard ever have sex?
Oh, he fucked Famke Janssen in one episode.
What?
Did he?
Jean Grey?
Yes, that Famke Janssen, Tom, yes, not the other one.
Really?
And he had a couple of girlfriends and partners. And most of the Everybody Fuck stuff comes from the motion picture novelization, which is the only Star Trek fiction actually written by Gene Roddenberry. And there's a lot of stuff behind the future. Yeah, we're all casual. We all just go around. We enjoy. They're like whole rooms of the Enterprise. People just go into shag.
Is he like? It's like Heinlein. If Heinlein was more of a statist than a libertarian.
So there's a Riker and Troy thing as well, where they're sort of dating but not dating, and they see other people all the time. That was his big. He just wanted to have lots of complicated sex with strangers, right, and annoying his wives. That was his vision.
It's something.
There's
something.
There's that great bit actually in Star Trek First Contact, which is the 30th anniversary film. The character of Zephram Cochrane is Gene Roddenberry. He's an unsubtle proxy.
Okay. I haven't. I just before you go, I haven't seen First Contact.
The Borg in their Borg cube,
right,
go back in time.
To
take over.
I have seen it. No, yeah, I have seen this. This is with the Borg Queen lady.
Yes, and the man who has a pig for talks in that other film. He's the inventor of warp drive, and basically, in the context of the film, he creates Star Trek by inventing warp drive and meeting other aliens.
Isn't he James? What's his
Cromwell?
face? Yeah. Sorry,
James Cromwell.
Yeah, it's James Cromwell. Yeah, James Cromwell.
So he's the in film creator of Star Trek. I was also about everybody in the future worships him.
Yeah,
as the
James Cromwell.
This future,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, he's just a drunk. Who, when Riker's getting, oh, come on, you've got this vision of the future. And he goes, you want to know what my vision is? Money. You think I did this to make a better future? Or I did it to have an island full of naked women.
Right, okay. And that's Gene Roddenberry.
Basically, yeah. It's very meta. Yeah,
but it's interesting that the way that Gene Roddenberry tried to make money was to tap into a kind of post-scarcity socialist ideal.
It's only socialist from the films, which he didn't have any involvement in. The idea of the Star Trek future, the communist one, comes from Star Trek 4.
Because he doesn't. Because I've seen this. Kirk is confused by the concept of money.
Yes.
Yes. I can do Star Trek.
And nobody who has ever written for Star Trek really understands how that works. There's a lot of contradictions and slight confusion.
Well, they've got antimatter technology. They can make and do anything. So why would
I thought there was just no need. Like there was no such thing as inequality because everyone had access to everything. Although other, though the fiction contradicts itself on that in Picard especially.
This was my thing with Picard. How's he selling the wine? What's to do with
he
what's
sells
the
it
market
to
for wine in the
non-Federation
20th century?
worlds.
Sorry, hang on. I was yelling.
He sells it to non-Federation worlds, which still has money. And I guess
What
that's
the fuck?
Because outside the Federation,
What the fuck?
obviously in Deep Space Nine,
So he's just like a neoliberalist guy. He's just like a global market economy guy. That's Picard.
He actually gets accused by one of the other characters of after a key event happens that she ends up on a backwater, just the bare bones house farm thing, whilst he goes off and lives a life on his vineyard. I was like, that's the complete opposite of what the Star Trek universe has been about.
But surely, if you've got a colony, if you've got a backwater world, okay, we put a replicator there. What's the problem? Why would you backwater?
In Deep Space Nine, Bajor is not a Federation world, and they have capitalism. Quark,
he's the guy with the weird. He's the makeup guy.
But it's not yet, Bajor. It's not yet a Federation world.
No, it's not a Federation world yet. So they still have capitalism. That's how Quark makes money at his bar because he wants his money. But the Federation people go to his bar, and how do they pay for their drinks?
Guns.
They don't have money.
Just bring out the phasers.
They make money up and go, what did you want? Here's some money.
I think that is one of the key questions about Ferengi starting Star Trek because they're obsessed with money.
Oh, they're like the Jew caricature characters.
Little bit. But if you want
to, sorry.
If you want to know about Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future, his whole concept of them was that they would have massive penises. He was very focused on Ferengi big dicks, huge dicks, massive, bigger, possibly. Imagine.
If Ferengi's a Gene Roddenberry thing, I thought that was way later.
Season 1 of he was still very much in control of Star Trek at that point. So that was he didn't do the films.
How old was he?
He was only in his 60s, I think. Then.
Okay. Then
he had done a lot of drugs.
He's got bitten by the big dick bug.
Yeah, and he was completely off his tits at that point. Like he wanted Troy to have 3 breasts. That was his big idea for her character as well.
So he's seen Total Recall.
This would have been before Total Recall. Maybe.
Oh shit! Okay.
Said, hey,
he's a real visionary. He's a real visionary, that Gene Roddenberry. He saw 3 breasts
big
before
dicks,
it became
multiple breasts. That was. They ended up sort of gently wresting control of the show from him as it went on. And he honor and. There's a lot of odd stuff.
I'm liking the idea of this just insane old man just coming up with weird shit and having sort of command of a television network to do so.
There's a
appealing to me artistically.
Oft-repeated Tracy Tremaine, who was one of the writers on Early Next Generation. He'd written a script outline. It was called like something the Price of Perfection, something like that, some sort of idealistic title. And Gene Roddenberry phoned him up. And he goes, oh, man, I tell you, I appreciate this title because I know the cost of perfection. It's tough, man. It's tough, all the things that come down onto it. Because I know the things that make me happy, though, like my wife,
big dick,
my kids,
massive
amounts of cum coming out of you, just endlessly huge orgasms. That's sort of work call in the office.
It's amazingly 60s.
Now, this is 87, 88.
He is. He's cut from the same cloth as Heinlein. All this time, I thought they were opposites when they're really just very, very, very adjacent.
There's a reason they didn't let him do anything with the films after the first one.
Right, the real money maker. I gotta go take a piss.
Now we can talk secretly about Tom.
We don't have to talk secretly about Tom. We can just tell it to his face.
We'll wait for him to come back and we'll just insult him. We'll think of some good insults.
So you were gonna talk about a movie, and then I hijacked your topic and went into another movie.
Which movie was I going to talk? Oh, Knives Out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I really enjoyed that film. I thought if you sort of know the conventions of big budget Hollywood murder mystery films, it was really obvious who the killer was going to be.
I have watched it.
Do we spoil it for the people watching this?
Well, we've just spoiled Picard for them. A great
Right,
detail.
if you want to watch Knives Out, skip ahead for about a minute. So it was really obviously going to be Chris Evans because he's the most famous person amongst the suspects. It's like, the guy from the biggest film ever made is in your movie as a suspect. It'll be him.
But if you'd seen, they could have gone for Subversion, because if you've seen, what's it called? The one that, bugger. Hang on.
Well,
keep talking about
I've just
Knives Out.
ruined the twists of Knives Out for the people at home, Tom. So you are oblivious now. You'll never know.
Well, I want to watch that movie.
Anyway, we won't mention. I told them to skip ahead. If they
this is bad form.
Well, I've rejoined the conversation now, and you will never know. We won't mention it again.
No, I'm not going to watch this.
But you have a banana there, Tom.
Oh, you can see me, can you?
Banana. You said you gave a piss, and instead you've come back with a banana.
I did both.
You did both.
Did you wash your hands, Tom? Is all we want to know.
Yes.
There's a non-spoiler thing about Knives Out. So.
Cabin in the Woods is what I was going to say. So if you'd seen Cabin in the Woods, where another Avenger is, that subverts all expectations. And therefore, I was not going into Knives Out with any expectations about where it was going.
I like Cabin in the Woods.
I love Cabin in the Woods.
It's a great film. Though it was made before Chris Hemsworth was an Avenger.
Yeah, I know.
It gets complicated when I start thinking about things too much.
But it's made after he was Johnny Storm.
No, Chris Hemsworth was never Johnny Storm.
What? Which one was he?
Chris Evans was Johnny Storm.
Oh, I fucked up the joke.
Other Chris.
Chris Hemsworth was nobody when he made Cabin in the Woods, and now he's the kingmaker. Joss Whedon made him a celebrity. But he was quite, because Cabin in the Woods got delayed for a few years because of the MGM bankruptcy, and Chris Hemsworth was another one of his films he did before Avengers, Red Dawn.
But anyway, Stuart, if you're not you, and you don't obsess over every single actor in every single movie, what else they've been in, and the timings of releases, you would not necessarily know any of those things. When you're watching a film and you're taking it at face value.
It's a tribute to that genre, Knives Out there. You're supposed to be playing along with it. So and there's loads of really cool actors in that film as well. I loved it when Emmett Walsh popped up with a video recorder. I was like, God, that bloke is still alive. But Daniel Craig is very good at it, though, Tom. He is doing his ridiculous southern accent with no shame. And I was quite pleased with that because he has had an odd career outside of Bond where he made some quite bad films around his Bond movies, like Cowboys versus Aliens and
It's not materials.
and the remake of Girl with a Dragon Tattoo and all that. Then he seemed to give up on doing films.
Excellent film.
Oh, is it actually good? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression it wasn't as well received as the original.
It wasn't for some reason. I don't know why. It's a very different film to the original. So it's not a remake of the original film. It's an adaptation of the book, and that makes a huge difference. So they haven't gone back to... So both are adaptations of a novel, but the American film has not gone into the film to remake it. It's just gone off and done its own thing.
Oh yeah, that's we're like film 2012. We are the Barry Normans of Transformers podcasts.
He's dead.
He is dead, Tom. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's
It's good. You've got a superpower there. I can just say they're dead, and then you can tell me yes or no.
you've just reminded me earlier about Tom when he's talking about Chris Hemsworth being Johnny Storm. I saw about 10 minutes of the Fantastic Four 2 every week.
Oh, Rise of Galacticus?
Silver Surfer something, I'm not sure.
Rise of the Silver Surfer, yeah.
The thing that amazed me
Galactus.
was a young Chris Evans looked exactly like he was a badly CGI de-aged present day Chris Evans. He had a sort of way too smooth a face. And I was like, wow, maybe that CGI technology isn't that bad at all.
Wow.
Maybe that's what people actually look like when they're younger.
When they have that kind of skin regime. Okay, that's a real talent in these days. I guess movies are gonna get cheaper, right? They're gonna get less bloated. We've got the biggest recession since the Great Depression. Actually, maybe bigger. Maybe billion-dollar films aren't going to be a thing anymore.
There was some article which I didn't read, but I just kind of glanced at the title about superhero movies and how they're going to be impacted going forward, and maybe not be as relevant as they have been.
Right. You know, we already lived in a world where in all the Marvel films there's been this snap, but has there been COVID-19? And if so, what have all the geniuses of the Marvel universe? Why haven't they licked it?
Well, that did sort of be wider than Superman's top 9/11.
Why didn't they stop 9/11? I've been asking. I've been grabbing people on the street.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if 9/11 actually happened in the DC comic universe. Maybe Superman did stop it because
The Boys does a lot with that. The Boys is basically that premise.
Because it's all. It's going to be. I think the big advantage of Black Widow has is that it's by default set a few years ago.
Right.
So it doesn't. Because I don't want to ruin the Avengers Endgame for you, Tom, as well.
I've seen that.
Jesus!
I did homework. I hadn't seen any of the goddamn Marvel films, and then I watched them all, so I could watch Endgame.
And what did you think?
They're good.
Oh,
that's not good. Star Wars, yes, guys.
Yeah. Do you have any favourites?
Yeah, I like the Guardians of the Galaxy best. Those seem like proper films.
My mom, who's just over there, she loves Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Oh, good.
I think you should go watch Crimson. Cheer yourself up.
Sorry? You
should go watch Crimson. Cheer yourself up.
Crimzik. Crimzik. Is that what the episode's called? It's just called Crimzik.
Yes, yeah.
This is a Transformers podcast. About Transformers.
Usually.
Okay. I mean, is it gonna upset me?
Not as much as that poll vote will.
Well, I'll ignore it studiously. Is it gonna? I mean,
just watch it, Tom.
Just watch it. Okay, all right.
The episode. Just agree to watch it.
Okay.
We should now play out with the famous podcast Maximus theme tune.
No, never.
I hope it's going to be dubbed over this, so I actually
Is this why you always cut it short when you edit, Tom?
I don't. I give it far too much time. It's non-licensed, quickly lashed together electronica. I give it its due, I feel.
You were talking about creators being ripped off. Imagine how the composer of that feels. They've had 46 episodes of this now where they haven't seen a single penny for it.
Well, they released it.
Well, it's under a Creative Commons license. So I'm fine with that. Maybe we should get them on the show. We could probably... Yeah, who composed... Denia gave us that track, right?
I do have the name of the person. This is going to...
Yes.
Awful. I do have the person. I think they are, but I don't remember right now.
Okay. We should get them on the show and say, hey, we've been using, despite the protestations of one of the hosts, we've been using your work for 46 episodes. How do you feel?
And it's a third most popular thing about the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the name. I feel better now.
Okay.
Sorry, it's actually playing on my thingy. It's by an artist of eventually band called Hazeltron.
Hazeltron. Oh, okay.
That's what a Transformer name. I wonder if they are Transformers fans, and
Just
maybe that's why then you picked it.
Okay.
And it is much longer than the bit we use, and it's called Resuscitation.
Resuscitation.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if we can even put theme tune on this, but for our next episode, at least, we will use the full unedited piece of music at the start.
Okay.
Anyway, you can find a link to Hazeltron SoundCloud if you go on to the Maximus page on TF Archive and scroll down to the bottom where he or she or they are being credited properly.
Wow, okay. No, okay, this is news to me. There's Hazeltron's SoundCloud. Maybe they're all right, in the fullness of their work.
After you've taken the piss out of the person who's listed up their theme tune for free.
There's a real person.
Yes, this is not a randomly created.
Their name's Jack. They're from Duluth in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Jack, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack.
That's your homework, then, people. You've got to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be selling some music on his SoundCloud page or via iTunes or something like that. So you've all got to buy some Hazeltron music.
Oh, they've even got a little Devastator as their icon. They're into this.
Yeah, they are on Transformers.
Oh, I bet they're listening. Oh shit.
Premier has not picked this at complete random.
Okay, all right, Jack. I'm sorry. It's just there's a lot going on in the world right now.
They're probably really good friends of 10 years, so we've just.
Oh no! Don't you go out to Duluth? I bet he does. But he's out in Duluth every second weekend.
Jack, not Tom, the rest of us really appreciate your music. Thank you.
I know it's up there with all the great TV theme tunes, Doctor Who, some other good ones, The Avengers.
I'll have you know, I have had people DM me to ask me who the track is by because they like it.
They've been making stuff as recently as 2 months ago, actually.
Oh, we're not. This isn't like the bloody.
Actually, that's a lot better.
People who made Star Trek who died, they would still be alive. They've only been doing this show for 4 years, Tom.
Is Jack dead?
Not at the time of recording, I would imagine.
No, okay, right. That's now. That's right now. I'm in that time.
Right, and now that we've let you all know that the creator of our theme tune has not yet died of coronavirus, probably.
So when we get a message later saying I am Hazeltron's partner and they died, and I thought I will listen to a podcast that uses his theme tune to make myself feel better, to be in touch with them after they passed on. And we have video podcasts as well. It's great to be able to hear and watch music. And then Tom and Nally's going to come out and put the boot into the still warm corpse.
Listen, Jack's partner. I wanna know what is the protocol Jack put in place with Jack's solicitor of how to appropriate the Transformer toys to maybe fans and friends. Because I can put some pretty big ones in my mouth.
Are we still recording this? Is this still? No, is this entertainment?
I don't know.
Yes, and I apologize.
That's up to you, the viewer.
I apologize to my many fans.
Oh shit! Yeah, more.
Damn, Marian's doing pretend to be nice to you, think. If you've made it this far, you're the one who deserves a real vote, gentle listener.
Oh yeah, the gentle listener. That's what we should have put as the joke vote instead of Jack. Poor dead Jack.
Jack was not a joke vote. Come on, start backtracking on our apology again, Tom.
The gentle listener. Wow. Who is that? I don't know. I hope you're getting something out of this. You know, something.
Yes.
Right, should we go?
I think we should stop now.
Stop. Let's go out on this whispered high. Goodbye, everybody.
Comfortable moment. Bye bye.